Entering safe area.
Swear an oath, that means.
Good afternoon, Division agents. Welcome to another This Week in Division. And welcome back, my loyal viewers. As you know, I was away. Well, I was busy last week. I did say that last week's This Week in Division would probably be a weekend recap, which we didn't do in the end because obviously I was just focused on the dust storms. So listen, it is Tuesday. It is reset day. It's a new set of events. So This Week in Division, let's now go and have a look around to see what there is to sink our teeth into this week. So without further delay, let's go to the usual. We start off with this week's projects. As you can see, this week's season pass project is capital building, and then the usual rewards are optimization cash, and you get your calibration, just the usual on that, and that is capital building. Today's daily project looks like we're going to be in downtown east, so it's downtown east sweep, and that ends up with Grand Washington Hotel, and the usual, you get your exotic component, you get your SHD calibration, and you get recalibration cash. This week's weekly project, it looks like we are going to be in the west coast of DC. So where we're going to be doing named outcasts in Foggy Bottom, we're doing activities in the West End, and we've got Federal Military Bunker, Potomac Event Center, and we've got Roosevelt Island. So that's worth doing for the weekly. And again, you get 3 exotic components, you get your 5 SHD calibration caches, you get a heroic bounty and a weapons cache, worth doing. This week's legendary mission is District Union Arena. It's a good one. I need to run that legendary actually, and with a bunch of people. I've not done a legendary in a while. This is SHD requisition, always worth getting that exotic cash. Weekly summit challenges, of course, your 15 floors of summit for your exotic cash. We've got the daily projects, hyena agitation, complete hyena bounty to get 100% hyenas agitation. You've got your usual descent comms, get them comms in. You got content creator challenges, they are back. We had them last week. As you saw, I wasn't around Tuesday or Wednesday, but when I finally got on Friday and Saturday, I got through those challenges. That content is on the channel. But look, you're getting 5 exotic components for doing 2 activities in 2 bridges, and this is a part of the dust storm event as well, which is worth doing. And you've got the charge challenge, that's in 2 bridges. Right here you've got 2 bridges again for the Felipe Ramos challenge, and you're getting his backpack there, and you've got NGN where you will be getting the 3 exotic components and name cache. So it's worth doing them is what I'm trying to say, to get those exotic components so you can expertise up and then prototype any gear you want to prototype. And then you've got your daily and weekly project in the dark zone, which is always worth doing. Let's take a look now at escalation. Let's go around there. Not my favorite. Again, I've had my my reservations about that, but this week's escalation is, as you can see, is in Stranded Tanker, Viewpoint Museum, Jefferson Trade Center, Bank Headquarters, and DCD Headquarters is this week's escalation for you to get your prototypes gear going. This week's
Inventory
event,
season.
let's have a look at that. So as you know, the Dust Storm event is still live, and that is in Manhattan, New York. And as I said last week, it is great to see them adding content to New York. Manhattan, New York is a really great place to explore. It's a really good map. And the Dust Storm event, like I said, I'm not going to give it a mark yet, but I am enjoying it. But it's worth doing. I see I've got all the rewards there. The rolling challenge, the keys donated. Well, it's nearly hit the target. That's hit the target, hasn't it? Yes. And my personal milestone's only 10, but I'm going to donate more keys as I collect them once I do more of the Dust Storm activities. But the season pass, on the event's timeline, as it goes, as you can see here, optimization surge is still on, so you need to optimize your gear. It's the time to get on. We do have a global event currently active, and that is Assault Global Event. And as you can see in the Assault Global Event, thanks to an experimental new build of SHD target acquisition software agents deal increased damage at close range. So it is worth running this event. Do I have to toggle that on? Do I need to toggle that on? Yes, I do. I'm gonna activate that next, and they've got the challenge. That's really decent. So it's really worth doing these because they've got the day 1, day 2, day 3 challenge up to day 4. So it's worth doing those. That's gonna be the global event. So activate that. I will activate that with the scout. Actually, I definitely will. So that is this week's global event. Is there anything else on Vanguard? That is next week. So Vanguard next week. So today the global event is Assault. Now running that with Duststorm is gonna be very interesting. So I'm looking forward to actually doing that because that's gonna be very interesting. What's the priority objective? Is Liberty Island? Yeah, I'll abandon that. Let me quickly see what else is good. Stronghold mission in Manhattan, New York. What mission is it going to ask me to do? Because I will do that. I will do that. It's asking me to do Wall Street. I will actually do some footage that with Assault and the Duststorm out there. I will actually do that. I'll definitely do that. I'll definitely do that. So yeah, so what else is there to look around the Division universe? Yes, today's manhunt, as you know, loyal viewers on YouTube and Twitch, you know I always go on to this week's scout straight after this week in Division, and it's scout 7 week 7 of 9. So we've got scout 7. We're gonna do that straight after the video. So listen, over and all, there is actually a decent week. Assault is a good global event to run through, and to run that with the Duststorm. I'm looking forward to see how that turns up. But with that said, we've covered everything, haven't we, agents? Yes, we have. So with that said, agents, I'm going to wrap up this week in Division now. And what we will do, I will definitely be pumping out a lot of Division content this week because it's going to be a fun week, especially for the Assault Global event. But with that said, agents, I'm going to wrap up. Again, in the next 5 minutes, come straight back and we will be running the this week's manhunt to complete that, to move us closer to completion. And I have been asked by a couple of online friends as well, when are we going to do the classified assignments together? That will be done. Definitely get that done this week. I have to. Been far too long, and they've been out now, what, 3 weeks now, and we're still not done them. So with that said, agents, I'm going to wrap up here. Again, come back in 5 minutes and I will be live doing this week's manhunt. But until then, and as always, loyal fans, you always see me on the next live.